Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw, and you are looking at the man coming down the ring that walked out the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble match. That is correct. The WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, is the Royal Rumble winner, and he gets the main event. WrestleMania, and the question is, who does he pick? Does he choose Monday Night Raw's own new World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre, or does he choose the undisputed WWE Champion John Cena? Questions that need to be answered, and from what I'm being told, Mark Henry, here on the go-home show of Monday Night Raw to the Elimination Chamber, will tell us who he is going after. I've walked into a lot of buildings in my life. I've felt fear in these crowds. I've felt respect. And tonight, I feel expectation. Because everybody in here knows why I'm standing in this ring. I didn't come back to relive old moments. I didn't come back to shake hands and take pictures. I came back because I still believe there's a line between being strong and being the strongest. For months, I've watched every champion in this company. I've watched how they prepare. I've watched how they respond under pressure. I've watched how they carry the weight of that title when nobody is watching. Most men break under that weight, only a few grow into it. And one man kept proving he belongs at the very top. This man faced some struggles. He was here on the main roster for a bit. Then when he lost, he went down to NXT. He did everything in his power to get himself back to the main roster, and he was able to do it. He's made a big name for himself, and he just recently won the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble. The man I want to face at WrestleMania is the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, for the World Heavyweight Championship. Well, it seems like, ladies and gentlemen, we will not have to wait too long, because the World Heavyweight Champion is here, and he is joining Mark Henry here to kick off Monday Night Raw. It is the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. Himself and Seth Rollins went to war last night, and ultimately Drew McIntyre is your new World Heavyweight Champion. If you wanted a fight, you saw a fight there at the Royal Rumble. Certainly one of the better matches of all of what we saw last night there in Minneapolis, Minnesota, for that big-time pay-per-view, big-time moments that we saw. And I mean, you couldn't ask for a better pay-per-view, especially, it came down to Mark Henry and Cody Rhodes. And, for a little bit there, I thought maybe Cody was going to win there, but Mark Henry hit the world's strongest splash into the world's strongest slam, squashing any chances for Cody to get back. He threw his lifeless body onto the apron and ultimately would push Cody off the apron to ultimately win this year's Royal Rumble. And it didn't take long for him to choose, because he has chosen the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. And now it looks like it is set, Drew McIntyre versus Mark Henry for the world title at WrestleMania. But it seems like we're not going to have to wait long. It seems like we may have ourselves a face-to-face encounter to kick us off here on Monday Night Raw. Mark, I won't disrespect what you've done. You've carried this company on your back when a lot of us were still trying to earn a contract. But you didn't pick me because of a history. You picked me because right now, I'm the man everyone is measured against. This World Heavyweight Championship, and this means everything. I don't plan on dropping this World Heavyweight Championship anytime soon. And if that means if you come up short at WrestleMania, that's not on age, that's not on timing, that's because you stepped in the ring with a champion who refuses to lose. That confidence, that's exactly why I chose you, Drew. I don't want excuses. I don't want sympathy. I want to find out face to face if this era is truly stronger than mine. At WrestleMania, there's no legend, there's no champion. It is just two men standing across from each other, seeing who breaks first. And when I say there's no champion, yes, I'm coming for that championship, but my main focus is trying to see if I am ultimately better than you at the end of the night. Is Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, the WWE Hall of Famer, better than one of the top guys in this new era? You're right about one thing, Mark. There will be no legends in that ring, only consequences. And I promise you this, I won't hesitate when that bell rings. WrestleMania it is then, Drew. I'll see you then. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just saw Mark Henry and Drew McIntyre. They've seen the decision. It has been finally official between those two. But it seems like we're not done. We're going back-to-back announcements. We got Becky Lynch, the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. She's out here. Not only did she defeat Rhea Ripley last night to become the newest Intercontinental Champion, she is now a two-time Royal Rumble winner. And she is here to make an announcement of who she's main eventing WrestleMania against. It will either be Charlotte Flair from Monday Night Raw, or it will be SmackDown's Io Sky. I'm sure we'll never hear the end of it from the man, Becky Lynch, as she is the new Intercontinental Champion. Well, wait, ladies and gentlemen, one moment. We won't have to wait, actually, as the Women's World Champion, Charlotte Flair, coming right out after her music just went off. Charlotte Flair still retaining her Women's World Championship against Nia Jax last night in a somewhat competitive matchup. I think Charlotte wants to let Becky Lynch know who she should go after, or maybe she deters her from coming after that Women's World Championship. Maybe Charlotte wants Becky Lynch to stay over there on SmackDown. Because currently, that Women's Intercontinental Championship, that is a part of SmackDown. The question is, for Monday Night Raw, what does that look like if Becky Lynch comes over here officially to the Monday Night Raw side of things with the Intercontinental Championship? Is she both a part of Raw and SmackDown? What does that look like? But we're just mere seconds away from seeing Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch go back and forth here, face to face here. And like we just mentioned, we just saw Drew McIntyre and Mark Henry make it official for their big time matchup. We're going to see what that looks like at WrestleMania as part of the Monday Night Raw side. But will this match be official for Monday Night Raw? Or is Charlotte just out here playing some mind games with Becky Lynch? We're about to find out here live at Monday Night Raw. Charlotte Flair continues to impress as the Women's World Champion. Could you imagine getting the Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair matchup? Could be coming soon. I didn't win the Royal Rumble for you. I didn't win it for the locker room. I won it because I'm better than everyone else back there. And I wanted control. And control means I get to choose. I get to decide who deserves to stand across from me at WrestleMania. And like it or not, that person is Charlotte Flair. You always make it sound like I should be grateful for your choice. Like you're doing me a favor. You didn't pick me because I deserve it. You picked me because you're obsessed with me. Every time you win something big, you look over your shoulder for me. Because no matter how many moments you have, I'm still the standard, Becky. The standard? No, you're the shortcut. You're the one who's never had to fight for anything. You've walked into opportunities. I've had to bleed for those opportunities. And yet, every time we share the ring, I walk out with another headline, another title, another reason you can't stand me, Becky. At WrestleMania, Charlotte, there are no shortcuts, no politics, no last names. It's just you and me. And when I beat you, the excuses finally run out, and the man takes down the queen. You won't beat me. And when I put you down on the biggest stage of the year, you'll have to live with the truth that no matter what you call yourself, you'll never replace me. Well, certainly, ladies and gentlemen, we have two big-time matches coming your way, as it is Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch coming your way live there at Wrestlemania. The man, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. And certainly both of these women are bound to be ego maniacs, and certainly something's going to go down between these two in just a couple weeks' time, and over just a month's time, honestly. As look at Becky Lynch trying to get the upper hand over the Women's World Champion. Both of them exchanging some words, and certainly you can't be surprised after what you're seeing right now as Becky Lynch takes down Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch sends the first shot live here on Monday Night Raw, but normally the Queen won't be afraid to come right back at her. We're going to see Becky and Charlotte live at WrestleMania for the Women's World title. Bubba Ray Dudley. Well, quite a surprise it is. How can I help you today? Looking to have a tag team match? Looking to defend those tag team titles tonight? What do you got in store for me tonight, Bubba? Well, I am here regarding the World Tag Team Championships. As of right now, for the Elimination Chamber, we don't have a tag team match. But I want to throw an idea out for you. You know, the New Age Outlaws did defeat us recently in a non-title matchup. But I want to give the New Age Outlaws an opportunity. Give themselves another match. If they beat another top tag team here on Monday Night Raw, they get to face us for the World Tag Team titles at WrestleMania. Okay, I like where this is going, Bubba. Now, so if I were to make this match official, who would be taking on the New Age Outlaws to earn themselves that opportunity to face you guys at WrestleMania? Well, it would be pretty simple. An Elimination Chamber, if you were to make this match, I am throwing it out there, but the New Age Outlaws would take on one of the best tag teams of all time, the Usos, in a TLC matchup where the winner would go on to face us at WrestleMania. So not only are you giving the opportunity to the New Age Outlaws to defeat the Usos, one of the best tag teams of all time, but you're also giving them an opportunity if they were to defeat the New Age Outlaws. I like that, and I'm going to make that official for Elimination Chamber, Bubba. New Age Outlaws, Usos, TLC match, set for Elimination Chamber. And ladies and gentlemen, we are finally getting into our first matchup of the evening, and we get to kick it off, finally, with Sami Zayn. He is a part of this United States qualifying matchup. It will be Sami Zayn taking on Kevin Owens, a rivalry continued live here tonight. And if I do remember correctly, last time we saw Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens go at it, Kevin Owens defeated Sami Zayn, if I do remember correctly. But that was a good while ago. Kevin Owens didn't really get to capitalize, per se, on opportunities after that. Sami Zayn, we've briefly seen it, obviously, here and there, but not really since Survivor Series. With, obviously, the Bloodline Rules matchup and helping out Roman Reigns and company. But, hey, an opportunity in the United States Championship Elimination Chamber matchup. So far, it is officially, you're having the U.S. Champion LA Knight, the Megastar. You're seeing the Bulgarian Brute Rusev, as well as Solo Sikoa. Those three gentlemen are already a part of the matchup. William Regal is, since we are a little bit of a crunch time, since Elimination Chamber is this coming week, or this Sunday officially, you know, there was some superstars that William Regal decided to already put into the matchup. Now tonight, we're going to see three matches to see who's qualifying for the men's United States Championship Elimination Chamber, and same for the women's side. and we'll address the women's side once we start the women's matchup. But this is a big matchup for both men looking to earn themselves an opportunity. Certainly, this United States Championship card could very well could be a show stealer of sorts. And obviously, Monday Night Raw side of things, you've have two big matches already officially for WrestleMania. You have Drew McIntyre defending against Mark Henry, and then also you have Charlotte and Becky Lynch that know each other very, very well. Two of the four horsewomen, they're going at it for the Women's World Championship there at WrestleMania, and we've already seen them go at it briefly tonight with Becky getting the upper hand over Charlotte. But you know Charlotte's going to be itching to get her hands right back on Becky, so we'll see how that goes. And we'll talk about what happened between Bubba and William Regal backstage here as this match is about to get on our way. Referee has started the matchup. Here we go between Sami and Kevin Owens. This matchup is a no-holds-barred matchup between these two. Obviously, with their past, William Regal wants to allow these two to absolutely go at it. But going back to what we were talking about between William Regal and Bubba Ray, the matchup is officially made between the Usos and the New Age Outlaws, where the winner of that matchup will go on to face off with Bubba Ray and Devon of the Dudley Boys for the Tag Team Championships live there at WrestleMania. And like I said, it's no ordinary tag team matchup. This is a TLC match that we're seeing at the Elimination Chamber. It is bound to get very physical. It is going to get brutal, and I can't wait to see how the New Age Outlaws will fare against the Usos. And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens continuing going back and forth here early. Obviously, these guys know each other like the back of their hand. Former tag team champions turned bitter rivals, and Kevin Owens would turn his back on Sami Zayn. Just went down a surprising route, unfortunately. Kevin Owens would ultimately, if I do remember correctly, I've seen a lot of matches, but I do remember Kevin Owens getting the upper hand on Sami Zayn as a spear to the outside here. And now Kevin Owens, is he looking to get a weapon? Yes, he is. Let's see what the mastermind, oh goodness, a shovel. And luckily for Sami Zayn, he was able to block that, and just throwing him right over the shovel. And luckily, Sami Zayn didn't get hit with that shovel. But this is a very pivotal match for both men here. Sami Zayn, he just gets caught. No, a power bomb there from Kevin Owens, throwing him very close to that LED post there. Very lucky. It almost was a shade of a pop-up power bomb, but obviously Owens caught him. But still, that was a pretty good-looking move of sorts. But there is a lot of news coming out of the Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen, as a stunner out of nowhere from Kevin Owens. Is that enough? No. Sami Zayn able to kick out just in the nick of time. But a lot of stuff, like we said, coming out of the Royal Rumble, especially that Royal Rumble matchup. Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. What brand will he be a part of? Will he officially sign to one? Certainly wait, hold on a minute. Blue Thunder Bomb from Sami Zayn. Is that enough to put away Kevin Owens? No, it is not. But certainly Brock Lesnar, he is back. Certainly, you don't know what his intentions are. Is he on Raw or SmackDown? Time's going to tell when it comes to Brock Lesnar. But Brock Lesnar is back. Sami Zayn just connecting with the Luva kick to Kevin Owens. Referee is right there. 2. Ooh, Sami Zayn almost had him. But Brock Lesnar is back, ladies and gentlemen, as well as a WWE person that has not been in WWE for a very long time. She made her first ever WWE Universe Mode appearance there at the Royal Rumble. AJ Lee. We'd like to welcome AJ Lee to the family. Welcome back to AJ Lee. Obviously, years and years ago, she was in WWE, was the Women's Divas Champion for a very long time. Changed how you looked at women's wrestlers, and certainly set a great presence in that division, and certainly having her back after all this time, and her to come back into WWE at the Royal Rumble, big opportunity, and we'll see where AJ Lee is going to end up. Will she be here tonight? Will she be here on signing on Raw? Will she be going to SmackDown? I mean, a lot of questions there as well. And then just overall, Royal Rumble as a whole, terrific, as Kevin Owens goes for the pinfall. Shoulders are down, but no, just a 1 count. I mean, we saw Abyss and Stone Cold Steve Austin go at it. Stone Cold defeated Abyss, but Abyss would ultimately get the upper hand after the matchup by decimating Stone Cold Steve Austin with Janice, that the wooden post of spikes of sorts. I don't even know how you want to describe it, but I'm pretty sure I just described it. But Janice took out Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I don't know what the medical update is on Stone Cold Steve Austin, but Abyss will be here tonight in the main event as he will be taking on Randy Orton, a part of that United States Championship matchup. As a big flying crossbody there from Sami Zayn. Going back and forth in this matchup, very competitive. What a way to start the combat side of things here tonight, live on Monday Night Raw. As Zayn going for the haluva kick, big reversals from both men, and a pop-up powerbomb out of nowhere from Kevin Owens. And now Owens, what does he want to do? Does he want to grab the hockey stick? Obviously, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Canadians, so they certainly love their own hockey. Oh goodness, the kendo stick shot right to the sides and to the knees. And now, he broke the kendo stick when he threw it at Sami Zayn. That ain't going to be feeling too good. And now Owens and Zayn exchanging punches and kicks, and then Owens with a stunner. And will that get Owens to the Elimination Chamber? No, it does not. 2.9. Both men are fighting their butts off to get themselves into that already star-studded United States Championship match. As Kevin Owens looking to fly, Sami Zayn stirring up to his feet here. Flying shoulder tackle turns Sami Zayn inside out. And now Kevin Owens not done. He's going to go to the other top rope, and he's going to connect with a swanton bomb. That might honestly be it, but Kevin Owens is not done. He wants to inflict utter pain on Sami Zayn. Is that all she wrote? 2. No, again, Sami kicking out. And if you guys remember Elimination Chamber recently for Sami Zayn, where Sami Zayn won the Undisputed Championship away from Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn would go on to hold that Undisputed Championship, take it to WrestleMania with him. So Sami Zayn knows all about the Elimination Chamber, a chamber that a lot of people weren't expecting Sami Zayn to walk out, and even walk out of WrestleMania with. So impressive is Sami Zayn. He held that for quite a bit of time. So you cannot count out Sami Zayn in these big time matches. Zayn now telling Kevin Owens to get up to his feet, and he does. And now both men exchanging strikes, and even an enziguri. Who is going to join Solo Sikoa, Rusev, and the U.S. champion L.A. Knight? And Sami Zayn with a nice STO takedown there of Kevin Owens. Seems like it does not matter who walks out of this matchup. I mean, it certainly will matter, but it just, in the terms of this friendship, I don't know if you'll ever get it back to once it was before. And now Owens looking to take his time, looking to figure out what he wants to do to Sami Zayn. And a good old hockey stick, looking to start at least a hockey fight. That's right to the right eye. I don't think Sami's going to be able to see after that. And just like that, Kevin Owens wins via a headshot with the hockey stick. And if this was a hockey matchup, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Owens would obviously get probably high sticking and obviously thrown out the game, if not thrown to the penalty box. But still, what a hard-hitting matchup, and Kevin Owens picks up a massive win tonight. So it will be LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Rusev, and Kevin Owens. We'll find out the other two throughout the night, including a big main event matchup between Randy Orton and Abyss. The other men's matchup is Aleister Black versus The Miz. Certainly a big time matchup there. Sami Zayn, hell of a fight, man. You cannot count out Sami Zayn, but at least right now he will not be going to Elimination Chamber. He will not be a part of that United States Championship bout. Sami's a fighter, but if he wants to get onto the WrestleMania card, he is going to have to fight, scratch, and claw, and get himself on there. As there is Kevin Owens celebrating a much-needed win for him in his career, as we now get ready to continue. But this time, it is on the women's side of things in the Women's United States Elimination Chamber Tournament. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we kick us off with the women's side of things, as it's going to be Zoe Stark getting an opportunity as she will be taking on Naomi. This is going to be a highly competitive matchup between both women. Zoe Stark looking to still have her breakout moment. She did have that big moment at Survivor Series. We'll see if she can get a part of this Elimination Chamber matchup. So for the Elimination Chamber matchup, for the women's side of things, it will be Natalya defending her women's championship against 5 other women. And right now we know the other two. It is Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, the newest women's tag team champions. We'll see who tonight from the 6 women tonight that will be joining those 3 women. So not only are we going to see Zoe Stark and Naomi in the first matchup, later on tonight we're going to see Lyra Valkyria taking on Piper Niven, as well as Chelsea Green and Bayley for another matchup as well for the women's division. And tonight for Zoe Stark, she is going to do everything in her power to make sure she does not taste the glow, does not feel the glow. Naomi, certainly she's a hell of an athlete, and certainly I'm really looking forward to her getting maybe an opportunity for the championships here very, very soon. I mean, she's been very close at times, just has not been able to. I mean, in the terms of the Women's United States Championship, Naomi has held that, but I'm talking about that Women's World Championship. I mean, certainly Naomi would love to have that, but she isn't part of this women's qualifying matches here tonight, so nothing wrong with that, but certainly Naomi would love to get herself a part of that, and certainly she was at the Royal Rumble, did obviously come up short because Becky Lynch walked out victorious. Sold out crowd tonight here for Monday Night Raw. This is the go home show. We are trying to get through WrestleMania as soon as we can. Triple H and everyone else agreed with this. They believe there's plenty of time for obviously the build up to Elimination Chamber. There's a lot of stuff coming out of the Royal Rumble, so that is why Elimination Chamber got moved up. Normally you'd wait 3 to 4 weeks building up to a pay-per-view, but obviously right now Elimination Chamber is this week. We got WrestleMania in 4 weeks, plenty of stuff to build up to, and I cannot absolutely wait for that, pardon me. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Zoe Stark against the veteran Naomi. Who gets the upper hand in this big time match? Can Zoe Stark slow down Naomi in this matchup? As a little bit of a gut wrench takedown from behind. Zoe Stark gonna look to go to work here. Now Zoe just gonna work on that neck. Just slow down Naomi so she can't start flying around here. And I mean, that's a good strategy for Zoe Stark to slow down this matchup, make it very unconventional, slow it down to where the crowd doesn't like it. And certainly, you know, Naomi's a fan favorite, but if you cut that off where the fans aren't able to cheer for Naomi and get her back in this matchup, then it's going to be completely one-sided. The collar elbow tie up between both women. They're trying to figure each other out here. Look at Naomi able to work on that left shoulder blade area of Zoe Stark. And that's where that veteran persona comes from Naomi. She can deal with anyone. Giants, luchadors, whatever it may be, women's wise, but certainly she knows how to deal with all sorts of different superstars. Zoe Stark can be deceivingly strong. And you've seen it throughout Universe Mode from NXT and Monday Night Raw. A big kick to the midsection. Zoe Stark trying to do everything in her power to get the upper hand. She knows how big of an opportunity is. I'm not saying that you can't, play a little dirty, but there's times where it goes too far. As Naomi with a glancing flying strike, as Zoe Stark holding her right knee there briefly. Hopefully that doesn't mean anything bad. We know Zoe Stark has had some knee issues before, so hopefully that does not come to a head in this big time matchup here tonight. As now Naomi gonna throw Zoe Stark off the ropes, and both women go at it into a Hurricane Rana. Naomi takes down Zoe Stark. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we continue the men's side of the United States Championship qualifier, as it'll be Aleister Black taking on The Miz. Nice crossbody takes down Naomi, but certainly Aleister Black and The Miz looking to get themselves a big opportunity. Aleister Black, not too happy about not being number 30 in the Royal Rumble matchup, but certainly, getting your opportunities when you can. And, certainly for The Miz, former U.S. champion this year, would love to, get himself another opportunity, hold the U.S. championship once again. He's the one that actually lost to LA Knight. LA Knight holding the championship as a rear view, looking to put Zoe Stark in her rear view, and no, so close, 2.5. And now Naomi trying to get the crowd here on Monday Night Raw all fired up here, as now, what is Naomi going to do here? Rolls her through, looking for that submission hold, and yep, she's got her. Center of the ring. Zoe Stark is either going to have to tap out or try to crawl to the bottom rope, or get lucky enough and have Naomi absolutely just drop it and go to work via a springboard crossbody. Very effective nonetheless. Zoe Stark looks like she has been ran over by a train, just her body has not moved. And now Naomi with an enziguri. As this matchup continues, Zoe Stark with a pivotal reversal in this matchup. This is where she has to get going quickly here. It's a snap suplex and trying to do as much pain as possible here, trying to inflict as much as possible. And Zoe Stark, she can be very physical, and she's a former tag team champion with Shayna Baszler at one time, but certainly if Zoe Stark can win a singles championship, that would bode well for her young career. As Naomi and Zoe Stark going back and forth here with strikes. Look at Naomi. Oh, goodness. That strike right, I believe, underneath the chin, or maybe that was at least to the jaw, whatever it was, highly effective. As now Naomi, big enziguri from that second rope. Will that be enough for her to advance? 2. No, it is not. 2.5. Is now Naomi going to go to the ropes? Oh, nice over the top rope leg drop. And now it feels like maybe she's getting a little desperate with the pinfalls, but she gets it this time. Naomi advances, ladies and gentlemen, to Elimination Chamber. So now it will be Naomi, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Natalya. It's pretty sharp card, if I do say myself, especially for the Women's United States Championship division. And we still have 2 more matches later on tonight. You got a big matchup between Chelsea Green and Bayley, as well as Lyra Valkyria and Piper Niven. And certainly any of those 4 being added to that Elimination Chamber matchup very well changes the outlook. I mean, throwing Piper Niven in there possibly, adds another strong woman in that matchup. That kind of maybe will take off or kind of take away from obviously Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, as well as, there's all those women had different characteristics powerhouse, technicians, everything in between. As you see Naomi get that 1, 2, 3 count right there on your screen. We'll talk more about this throughout the night, but Naomi with a big win tonight certainly is one step closer to maybe, just maybe, getting that U.S. title back around her waist. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we get back to the men's qualifying matches for the United States Championship Elimination Chamber matchup, as it will be the awesome one, The Miz, making his way down to the very ring, as Miz will be taking on Aleister Black. Aleister Black, certainly a man that is very quiet, but when he strikes, he is certainly a dangerous, dangerous man, and Miz very well could taste the fade to black tonight, or maybe, just maybe, Miz is able to pull one off here on Aleister Black. You cannot look past the Miz, certainly a WWE Hall of Famer one day, certainly looking to accomplish a little bit more here in Universe mode, but anything from a multi-time Intercontinental Champion, he is a former U.S. Champion, and maybe just one day here in Universe mode, he could very well get to that one thing that he's been trying to for years and years, that is to become the World Champion or the WWE Champion. Can he do it here in Universe mode? I don't know. There's so much talent Miz is going to have to really go through to get that opportunity, but you know, Miz, the veteran that he is, the wily veteran that he is, you cannot put it past him. As here comes Aleister Black. One of the most dangerous kicks in all of professional wrestling. That spinning heel kick right to the temple is certainly a knockout blow. And this man right here, ever since coming back, has looked very dangerous, has had some losses, but Aleister Black has put on a strong showing every single time. Yes, he fell short in that triple threat matchup, and he didn't take too kindly of obviously not being number 30. Would put his actions in his own hands, a part of really just not being happy with Gunther and Randy Orton. But last week here on Monday Night Raw, Aleister Black, if you guys do remember, I mean, he was not afraid to get his hands on anyone and everybody, especially Randy Orton. Randy Orton would end up defeating Aleister Black, but it was a barn burner of a match from beginning to end. And tonight, certainly, that man Aleister Black wants to get back to his winning ways. And what better way would it be for Aleister Black to get back to his winning ways, to defeat The Miz tonight, and get himself in that Elimination Chamber? Because in that matchup, you know, you start off with 2, and then every couple minutes, you see him start coming in the ring. But certainly, the longer you're in that matchup, at least in those pods, certainly you could say better your chances. So if Aleister Black wins tonight and gets himself in that chamber matchup, you got to believe he's got to be a man to really look out for in that match. As the referee starts the matchup, here we go. 2 different styles. We're going to see it come to a head in this match. Aleister Black stronger in this opportune time, pushing The Miz back into the corner. Referee telling him to get back, and look at Miz. Didn't appreciate Aleister Black keeping him in the corner, and a little bit of a cheap shot, but that's certainly Miz for you. Never going to back down from what his old personality was, you know, going to intertwine it with this new one where he's getting the fans involved this time around. Big punch there, sending a message to Aleister Black. Is now Miz going to look for a superplex of sorts, but no, Aleister Black slips out of it and attacks the knee. And here comes Black. Oh goodness, what a kick to the temple, man. That is absolutely brutal. And look at Miz, he's saying, hey, let's go shot for shot. Headshot for headshot, 150 points. And now Miz gonna work on that lower back. And that's a good idea. I mean, work on the lower back, work on the legs. Make sure Aleister Black cannot hit that fade to black. Have Aleister Black try to beat you with something else. It's a nice neck breaker there. Takes down Aleister Black here. If you guys are just tuning in now, it's been one hell of a night. We just finally got into some action just a little bit ago. But if you're just tuned in, Mark Henry has chosen Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, as well as Becky Lynch. Not only she is the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, she's a two-time Royal Rumble winner. She has chosen Charlotte from Monday Night Raw. So now the question is, since both the Rumble winners have been chosen to the respective brands, which it is Monday Night Raw, what does that look like for Friday Night SmackDown? The go-home show is this Friday. Certainly we're going to figure out a lot of what Elimination Chamber is going to be looking like, ladies and gentlemen, from top to bottom. Certainly Monday Night Raw is going to have massive matches. Uh-oh, look at Aleister Black. Oh, goodness. And the kicks to the head. That is absolutely brutal. And then a fade to black. Double kick to the temple. And that might be all she wrote. 2. No, Miz kicks out. I'm surprised Miz could kick out. I mean, he ate the fade to black, but then he ate a kick before that as Aleister Black gets hit with a reversal. And now, Miz now trying to slow down Aleister Black. And once you get Aleister Black moving around, man, it's going to be very tough to slow him down. It's a massive brain buster there to the Miz. And now, oh, here you go, Miz. Big opportunity to get himself back in this matchup. Attacking that left leg. You got to slowly but surely try and slow him down as much as possible. Oh, goodness, what a spike. DDT there from the ever-dangerous Aleister Black. And a double stomp right across the chest area there of the Miz. And Black not done yet. Looking for a coup de grace right across the stomach. Is that enough? 1, 2, no. Aleister Black trying to pull out everything in his repertoire, for the most part, to put away the Miz. It is not done yet, but Aleister Black feels like he's close to putting away the Miz. Aleister Black now from the rope, springboard, running knee strike, takes him down, but now Miz back up to his feet, trying to get himself back in this match, and now here comes the yes kicks from the Miz. Oh, goodness, right across the head, and now Miz now, can Miz hit a skull-crushing finale? No, he tickled Aleister Black, but now Black just one step ahead of the Miz there. And now, ooh, nice reversal from the Miz, the awesome one. Can the A-lister get himself a big win? I would consider it an upset victory if I were myself. And that's no offense to the Miz, it's just Aleister Black, one of the most dangerous superstars on this roster, has a running knee to Aleister Black. But Miz not going to go for the pinfall. He's looking to inflict some more pain, realizing, hey, that's probably not going to be enough to put down Aleister Black. But the thing is now for Miz, what does he have to do? Is he setting up skull-crushing finale? Is he looking to put away Aleister Black here? And toss him off the ropes here with that Irish whip. And now, Miz, backbreaker into the neckbreaker. That is vintage Miz right there. Right now, this is a Miz that we haven't really seen in a while. He's connected on all cylinders here. But Aleister Black, just like that, turning the table. No. Miz, don't get up to your feet, my man. Black, running knee right to the temple. And I think Miz got cut open. Didn't get to see the full visual. But that is, oh, I was going to say that's it, but it is not. It looks like it's right in between the eyes, I think. At least from that angle, almost like a broken nose. Oh my goodness, yeah, that might be a broken nose, ladies and gentlemen. That might be it. 2, 3, and it is. Aleister Black quite possibly could just broke the nose of the Miz there. Miz put on a fight towards the end there. That's what you like to see from the Miz. But ultimately, just not enough to put down Aleister Black. And he makes The Miz fade to black tonight here on Monday Night Raw. So now you have Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, U.S. Champion LA Knight, Rusev, and Solo Sikoa. And coming up in the main event, you will either see the Viper Randy Orton or the Monster Abyss join that already star-studded lineup for the United States Championship at Elimination Chamber this Sunday. As Miz continued to scratch and claw, but ultimately you saw that running knee, it wasn't enough. And then right here, Aleister Black puts down The Miz with that fade to black. Well, big win for Aleister Black, gets him back on the winning train as we must move on. And now here comes Lyra Valkyria. Her and Bayley set up a tag team here recently here on Monday Night Raw. They are tag team here. We'll see how they can do here. I mean, it's kind of a relatively new tag team, so certainly a lot to become between Lyra Valkyria and Bayley, but certainly Lyra Valkyria has a lot to offer, not only in the singles action, but certainly in the tag team division with a very experienced Bayley. Looking forward to see how as she continues to grow here on Monday Night Raw, as we are officially on the road to Wrestlemania. She very well could be in a matchup at Elimination Chamber if she defeats Piper Niven in this big-time matchup for herself. Because, you know, certainly, like what we've seen from the men's side, it's very stacked right now. But Lyra Valkyria getting herself in that matchup gets to possibly, if she wins tonight, gets to have Natalya, a veteran in this business, Bianca Belair, who is starting to get things going, Jade Cargill, who has dominated the most part of her, at least early on in the career, you know, starting to slowly but surely go down, but she is, once again, champion here in WWE, now holding the tag team championships. But, you know, certainly there's a lot to behold in the women's tag team division, as here comes Piper Niven coming down to the very ring, working with Chelsea Green here as a tag team. Once again, once before, I should say, bitter rivals between Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, but they hatched it out between themselves. They are working together as a tag team, but tonight, both of these women will be fighting in singles action to get themselves a showcase and also give them an opportunity to very well say, hey, I'm worthy of that Women's United States Championship. And could you imagine if you had Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, or Bayley and Lyra Valkyria? I mean, certainly there's a lot to behold in that matchup and adds more story to it, you know, because when you have your tag team partner in there, it makes it more difficult. You know, you want to work together for a bit, but then when it comes to a mano, obviously everything gets thrown out the window. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Can Lyra Valkyria take down the powerhouse known as Piper Niven? Now look at that submission hold here. I thought maybe for just a second we were going to see a pinfall out of that, but not yet, at least, as Lyra Valkyria with a reverse DDT spiking Miss Piper Niven on the back of her neck. Now good old-fashioned head scissors, looking again, slowing down Piper Niven. That's a good strategy early on. Cannot allow the powerhouse to hit some big-time maneuvers. And now look at Lyra in a bad predicament here as Piper puts the weight right there in the lower back there, but Lyra fighting out of it. It looks like, yes, she will. And we're going to see back-to-back women's matches here, as you're going to see Piper Niven and Lyra go at it back and forth here. Coming up next will be Chelsea Green and obviously Bayley going at it one-on-one. But look at this. If I'm Lyra Valkyria, I do not want to get into a striking battle with Piper Niven. And I'm not trying to say, you know, Lyra needs to back down from Piper, but there's other things that, you know, probably you're better at than trying to strike in a battle with her as she was doing quite well, honestly, there, but over jumped or didn't get enough air off that springboard maneuver. Now Piper will look to capitalize as a collar elbow tie up between both of these women. And now Lyra has Piper in the corner here. Both women just really figuring each other out here early. As nice haymaker there from Lyra. And part of this United States Championship qualifier, at least going to the men's side of things, I mean, it's very interesting. Like Randy Orton being in this match, so is the Monster Abyss. Like there is so much going on this division of, especially Monday Night Raw, certainly, and also we still had some big things coming out of the Royal Rumble, especially Roman Reigns defeats The Rock for the People's Championship. He takes that People's Championship that The Rock got from the widow of Muhammad Ali. It was a gift, but The Rock, he decided he wanted to put that championship on the line, and Roman Reigns beat him in a last man standing match last night. So, what's next for Roman Reigns? And also, you could say, what's next for Seth Rollins after losing the World Heavyweight Championship? Will we find out tonight? I mean, it's very well out there as Piper Niven almost putting away Lyra Valkyria. Uh-oh, almost like a Coquita clutch here to Lyra Valkyria. Lyra might have to tap out, but it looks like Lyra, she's fighting out of it early. She knew that she would be in trouble if she was in that chokehold even longer. That spinning heel kick a little bit slower than expected, but that looks like it was a knockout blow, taking down Piper. As now Lyra gonna go high risk here, looking to put away Piper Niven from the high risk district. Flying crossbody, no. And now Piper gonna look to make her pay, looking to hit her with the pinfall attempt. 2, 2.5. Sometimes with those mistakes, it sometimes hurts you enough to where your opponent's going to want to at least try to see if that was enough to put you down. Because, I mean, especially that's a high-risk maneuver. You land awkwardly, hurt yourself, anything like that, your opponent is going to look to capitalize. As now Piper off the ropes. Running senton. That sure as heck not going to be feeling too good for Lyra Valkyria. And now Piper Niven is getting to where she's feeling very comfortable in this matchup. And now, goodness, right there to the midsection of Lyra Valkyria. And we could be getting towards the end of this matchup. Piper Niven might be moments away from walking out victorious as that flying crossbody takes down Lyra. 1, 2. Oh, goodness, 2.9. 2.9. Piper thought she had her. Very close, but not enough to put Lyra away. Lyra's going to continue to scratch and claw. As now, has her up. Down she goes. Down goes Piper Niven. Pinfall opportunity. Big win for Lyra possibly. 2. No, 2.5. Thought she had enough. Still gonna have to try to go to work here. Going for a leg drop, did not work out. Piper Niven went outside the ring briefly. I don't know what she needed, but certainly enough time to get hit with an arm toss. And certainly got to believe Chelsea Green and Bayley watching this backstage. They're trying to see if their tag team partner is going to be qualifying for that Elimination Chamber matchup, because it does change how aggressive you will be. As now Chelsea Green's tag team partner Piper Niven has Lyra Valkyria up. Looking for some snake eyes. Bam! Had some velocity to that bad boy. As now sit out powerbomb takes down Lyra Valkyria. And if I was Piper, I would turn that into a pinfall. But hey, no, turns it into a submission hold here. Lyra able to power out of it though. Highly impressive there from the young lady Lyra Valkyria. Into a DDT, no. Northern Lights, or I should say over the head back body drop. Didn't work out in the favor though, because there is a rope break. Now Piper gonna go high risk here from the top rope. Anything to get herself in that chamber. Frog splash. Frog splash there to Lyra. 1, 2. No, 2.5. How much more can these women take? Putting on a clinic is Lyra and Piper. They know how big this is in their careers. Looking to have their moment as Piper hit this earlier on tonight and will look to put away Lyra for the final time in this match. 2, 3. Piper Niven advances to the Elimination Chamber and even adds more power to that Elimination Chamber. Certainly Lyra Valkyria had spurts in this matchup where you thought maybe, just maybe, she would walk out victorious here tonight, but Piper Niven, she went the whole matchup, and you saw what happened with Piper ultimately putting down Lyra Valkyria in the middle of this ring. Big win for Piper Niven live tonight. One of the biggest moves in this matchup was this frog splash, excuse me. And Piper Niven right here. Bam. Gonna drop her. Bam. Big time maneuver. Puts down Lyra Valkyria. And Piper Niven gets a big win. And she gets to go to the Elimination Chamber. Well, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Both women coming right out here right away through our quick little break. Normally we get to see them make their entrance, but Chelsea Green and Bayley, they wanted to come out here right away. And how weirdly it was, they came sprinting down. Bayley coming through the crowd, Chelsea Green running right down the ramp. Certainly something very unexpected, but seeing both these women, hey, they want to go at it. They just witnessed their tag team partners go at it. They are ready for war. Bayley wants to get herself into that massive United States Championship match, and Chelsea Green certainly would love to have her breakout moment and not only defeat one of the most accomplished women here in Universe Mode, Bayley, but certainly with a win over Bayley, get yourself an Elimination Chamber, and I would certainly say herself and Piper Niven, if that were to actually happen, eliminate the field, and then it'd come down to Chelsea and Piper if that were to be the case. As Chelsea Green really working on that shoulder of Bayley, but now it's Bayley's turn to work on the shoulder of Chelsea Green. And you could almost toss this into a submission of sorts if you really wanted to. As Bayley really working that headlock. But Chelsea Green pushes it off. Back and forth we go. Oh goodness! Oh no! She blocked it. She blocked both of them, but she didn't block that one. But she did block that one. Back and forth we go. Only so many blocks I guess you can use, but Bayley had them all on point there. Now Bayley again in a predicament. Chelsea really once again working the shoulder blades. I wonder if she sees something that I don't see. Certainly. Maybe Bayley's dealing with a injury or something, maybe a live event that we didn't see. Guess you never know. Now Chelsea Green over the top rope. Oh, going for a forearm strike, didn't work out, but now Chelsea Green will look to get herself back in the matchup, does not, and now Bayley looking to go to work here. Oh no, maybe not. Over the top rope we go. Little shades of the Royal Rumble from last night. Both these women trying to fight to stay in the ring. There's massive haymakers there from Chelsea Green into a big, massive headbutt. And now Chelsea gonna go high risk. Here we go. Chelsea Green from the top, from the heavens. Massive frog splash, but Bayley again was trying to catch her off guard. I mean, certainly had to be part of pure adrenaline at this moment. But no, Bayley trying to, I think she was heading for a Bayley to belly, trying to get the crowd behind her quickly, but Chelsea Green again, attacking the arm, attacking the shoulder. It really seems like Chelsea Green has a strategy, and we're trying to see if she can stick with it. It's, oh goodness, right underneath that bottom rope. Certainly won't feel good. Referee is in position. Shoulders are down. 2. Ooh, rope break. Referee did see it, and Bayley taking her life into the hands of the referee, and we'll see if Chelsea Green can, stay in this matchup and not get flustered. Now Bayley looking to capitalize. Oh, nice arm toss there. Very innovative there from Bayley. Misses the clothesline wildly. Chelsea Green was sweeping the leg there. Into the pinfall now. Chelsea Green. No. Back and forth we go. Pivotal match in the women's division here tonight as these women continue to go at it. And now this is more than halfway across the ring. Chelsea Green trying to connect with that. That's kind of a, I would say, boneheaded maneuver if I'm Chelsea Green. Just, I mean, maybe hit it from the other turnbuckle. I don't know, or, you know, grab Bayley and drag her more to the middle so it's a little bit easier. But I guess, you know, Chelsea didn't think that, I suppose, as both women continuing to go back and forth here. Like we said, this would be a massive win for Chelsea if she's able to put down Bayley here tonight. Bayley looking to get back into title contention. I think Bayley could be very dangerous inside of that Elimination Chamber. Especially maybe a Bayley to belly off the top of one of the Elimination Chamber pods, or just on the metal grating outside of the actual ring. That would be brutal. Or, you know, even putting someone through the pod. Just anyone in general. I mean, certainly that's a lot to take in. Is Bayley looking for that Macho Man elbow drop, and right across the chest onto Chelsea Green. Is that enough to be the final competitor in the chamber match? No, it is not. At least not yet. The fight continues. Bayley now looking to finish off Chelsea Green. Here comes Bayley, putting her right into the mat. Is that it? 2.9. I thought that was 3. I thought that was going to be 3. But Chelsea Green keeps herself in the matchup. Back and forth between both women. And look at Bayley. This emphasis of these strikes right to the head. Maybe a little frustrated. And do you blame her? I mean, you know, certainly she's put on a strong match against Chelsea Green here. And it's tough in these matches. You put on these big showings as a Rough Rider then from Chelsea. Hold on a minute. Hold on to my thought, pardon me. Chelsea Green looking to put away Bayley. Unprettier from Chelsea Green. Is Chelsea going to the chamber? 2.5. She keeps herself in this matchup, but for how much longer? Both women hitting massive maneuvers. What a knee strike. I think Chelsea Green busted wide open, and now that is going to be a pivotal moment in this matchup. Certainly Chelsea, I mean, she's taking a lot of damage, but Bayley, you know, being certainly a little bit more aggressive than usual. She has busted Chelsea wide open, as you can tell, and certainly Chelsea, this could be her downfall right now. Bayley feels the momentum is all in her corner. She has to keep this up. As now Bayley going to go to the top rope, but she's wasting pivotal time to possibly put her away. As a flying cross body takes down Chelsea Green. Shoulders are down. 2, 3. Bayley gets the job done tonight. And that is a star-studded Women's United States Championship, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to have Natalya defending her Women's United States Championship inside of a chamber against Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Naomi, Piper Niven, and Bayley joining them. That certainly, ladies and gentlemen, is a match to certainly say that could be honestly a show stealing. And I don't know who walks out of that matchup. I would certainly say, if you look at it, maybe Jade and Bianca with just how powerful they are. But when you look at Piper Niven, one of the most underrated women in that matchup. Same with Natalya. But then you also throw in Bayley, who's a veteran in this business as well. I mean, there's so many ways this matchup could go. And I thought Chelsea Green was very close to getting a win over Bayley tonight. But it was just too much Bayley towards the end of this matchup. And eventually she would hit a cross body to put away Chelsea Green. And Bayley is taking herself to the Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. But ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time. Randy Orton versus the Monster Abyss. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time here on Monday Night Raw. Who is joining the ever impressive United States Championship match? Randy Orton fell up a little bit short there at the Royal Rumble. He did get the 30th spot, the freshest man in that whole entire matchup, but did not walk out the Royal Rumble winner. What is next for Randy Orton? Well, you see it right now. Randy Orton is a part of the qualifying matches for the United States Championship. And how would it be if Randy Orton was inside of that Elimination Chamber? A snake locked into a cage. Certainly, it's probably not a good thing. I don't know much about snakes, but having this particular snake inside of a cage, especially a chamber of sorts that is looking to strike out of nowhere, well, certainly probably is not the best thing for those 5 other superstars if Randy Orton is winning that match tonight. But his opponent is no ordinary superstar. This man is the monster Abyss. Abyss had a matchup last night dealing with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Would lose the matchup, but he would pull out old Janice and destroy Stone Cold Steve Austin with it. We are still trying to figure out the injuries sustained to Stone Cold Steve Austin. So when we do get that, we will get that out to you guys. But certainly, Randy Orton and Abyss, the first time ever matchup, and especially trying to qualify for the United States Championship, it is going to get crazy real quickly. And certainly, Randy Orton, he has dealt with fellow monsters throughout his years. I mean, you could go up and down the years of monsters that Randy Orton has had to deal with. Especially, I mean, now he's got to deal with Abyss, but, you know, great Khali back in the day. I mean, certainly he's had to deal with them, The Undertaker, Kane, so many big monsters. But now you add another one to the ever dangerous monster Abyss. He is getting used to the WWE environment. He was used to that TNA environment where he ran roughshod and had great matches throughout that very long tenure that he had there in TNA. But now he's officially here in WWE. Lost his first WWE PLE in his first matchup, but it may change tonight when he faces with the Viper. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. What is the strategy going into it this time around, especially for Abyss? Does he have a strategy, or does he just go into it? And same for Randy Orton. Obviously, he's got to strategize for certain guys, but then, you know, what do you strategize against a man that does not care about, you know, what he does to himself, like a man like Abyss? Is Randy Orton trying to out-wrestle Abyss? I don't know if, you know, out-wrestling this man, you're going to probably have to out-do everything. Not really wrestle, but in the terms of just trying to become more violent for Randy Orton, especially in this matchup. And I'm not saying Randy Orton can't be violent, but you're dealing with a psychopath and a man like Abyss. And get a feeling out process between both men. Collar elbow tie up. And Abyss now again looking to work the shoulder blade. Slow down Randy Orton. Could you imagine if Abyss hurts Randy Orton, maybe puts him in the hospital so he joins Stone Cold Steve Austin? Man, just look at this. Randy Orton now wrenching it right on the left shoulder of Abyss here. Sure as hell will not be feeling too good, to say the least, and he takes him down, and Randy Orton's all fired up. He's going to go for the pinfall. He believes that's enough to put down Abyss here. Ooh, a 2 count at least. And now Randy with an impressive uppercut takes down the big man. And look at Randy. He's going to that place. He might be hitting the RKO here early. But nope, he's just playing mind games. Abyss runs right past him, and Abyss makes him pay. It's That's what happens when you miss your strikes like that. Randy Orton gonna get hit with a massive knee. And just like that, the match changed. A full 180. Now it goes in the favor of at least Abyss momentarily as he chokes Randy Orton there. This has to be careful here. You know, you get 5 seconds. If you reach the 5 count, you will get disqualified as Abyss, man. This guy is a freight train. He's a monster to be on the lookout for. Big reversal here. Randy Orton tosses him into the corner. Randy Orton going to build up some speed. Ooh, there you go. Slowly but surely wins the race. And this is where the ever dangerous side of Randy Orton might come out tonight. When you deal with a man like Abyss, as Randy Orton stomping away on the monster Abyss here as much as possible. And Randy Orton telling Abyss to get up to his feet here. Is Randy thinking RKO? Yes, he is. But no, Abyss caught it and he turned it right into a power slam. And now Abyss, has him up. Abyss. Oh, goodness, what a shoulder rack maneuver there. Turning Randy Orton inside out. He's not done yet. We're going to see Abyss, what he did to Stone Cold Steve Austin last night at the Royal Rumble. Is this enough? Hook of the leg. 2. No, 2.5. Abyss was so close to getting him a spot in that Elimination Chamber. Is now Abyss telling Randy Orton to get up to his feet. Abyss, big axe handle, takes down Orton. Randy Orton is in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Ever since he missed that RKO opportunity, has not gone in the favor. And of course, soon as I say that, he gets himself back in the matchup. And now he's looking to steal a victory. Shoulders are down. 2. Ooh, very close. But Abyss stays in it. Either way, having Orton or Abyss in this very matchup, ladies and gentlemen, for that United States Championship is ever going to be dangerous for LA Knight in that match. It's a nice vintage power slam there from Randy Orton. And now Orton going down that rabbit hole again, stomping away on every limb in the body of Mr. Abyss. Now Randy Orton thought those stomps are going to be enough. We'll see if it is enough this time. No, of course not. 2.5. Orton's really going to have to hit an RKO to put the pressure on Abyss here. RKO this time to Abyss. And it looks like Abyss was cut open after that RKO. 1, 2, no, 2.5. It looks like it's right above the right eye area. And look at Orton. He's targeting that right eye, as he should. Jessica Carr might have to stop the matchup here. A big stomp right there to the gut, trying to slow down the monster Abyss as much as possible. And look at those punches. Those have sense of urgency punches right there. As Orton here having the ability to pick up the monster and make it look so easy. Pinfall opportunity. Referee is right there. 2, 3. Randy Orton gets the job done. And now Randy Orton gets himself locked inside the Elimination Chamber. Good back and forth match. Abyss had a strong showing. He blocked an RKO early, would go to work on Randy Orton, but that is the Viper Randy Orton for you, ladies and gentlemen, continuing to scratch and claw. A man that is very decisive in his ways. You might think you get the upper hand on Randy, and Randy turns the questions into different types of questions. Look at Randy, bam. Bam, what a power slam there. And then just would stomp away and then lead to an RKO into this big time main event matchup. We all know who is going to Elimination Chamber, ladies and gentlemen, but we are not done, because I'm being told Roman Reigns is live next. And now that the main show is over and done with, we're adding another situation here on Monday Night Raw, and it involves Roman Reigns. He is the new People's Champion. Roman Reigns knocking off The Rock. The Rock didn't have to put that championship on the line, and it's a championship that's not obviously, I would say, recognized here in WWE. It is a championship that is certainly by itself, something special, I suppose. But there is Roman Reigns, and there is the Wise Man, Paul Heyman. We have not seen the Wise Man in a good while. I don't know if we'll get to know where Paul Heyman has been. Maybe Roman has just not needed the Wise Man. But there is Roman Reigns with the People's Championship. Certainly with Roman Reigns, a lot of people are asking, what is next? You finally put down The Rock. You have, I'm assuming, have put down at least the new bloodline in the terms of you're over and done with. What is the OTC's next objective? You are the People's Champion, and the World Heavyweight Championship picture, we know what's going on at WrestleMania. So does Roman Reigns try to stick his neck into that World Heavyweight Championship picture? What does that look like? Does Roman Reigns have something completely different in mind and in store for the WWE Universe? And certainly for Roman Reigns, does he plan on making that People's Championship a championship that everyone will recognize, acknowledge as essentially a new championship? I don't know. There's answers that need to be, or questions that need to be answered, and here in the mere moments we'll get that situation all figured out. But I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in for Monday Night Raw. This is the go-home show of Elimination Chamber. A lot of shenanigans, a lot of stuff going on. Could not have asked for a better night. And it looks like we are certainly going to get a great ending here with Roman Reigns, the OTC. We'll figure out what is next for him on the road to WrestleMania. Make sure you guys acknowledge your People's Champion, Roman Reigns, here on the Go Home edition of Monday Night Raw. But like I said, what is next for Roman Reigns? Does it involve the People's Championship? Does it involve the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania? Does he try to get a match at Elimination Chamber? What exactly happens to the OTC, the only tribal chief, the original tribal chief? For the first time in a long time, I feel clear. At the Royal Rumble, I walked into that match with more weight on my shoulders than most people will carry in a lifetime. The Rock didn't just want to fight, he wanted control. He wanted to claim the family, claim the history, claim the future of this business. But when that bell rang, when I beat him in the middle of that ring, in that last man standing match, it hit me. I don't owe The Rock anything. I don't owe the new bloodline anything. And I don't owe anybody my obedience, my loyalty, or my career. I am officially done with the new bloodline. That chapter is closed. That fight is finished. And now Roman Reigns gets to choose his own path again. And that path I'm choosing, I want the World Heavyweight Championship back around my waist. Taking that People's Championship was just the cherry on top that I needed to put down that new bloodline. I will be putting that People's Championship officially in my championship display at home. But now, with me going after that World Heavyweight Championship, it's been too long since I've fought for that World Championship and fought for myself. No politics, no family drama, just Roman Reigns, myself stepping up to the plate, and you're going to see that. There is no one better on the Monday Night Raw roster than myself, There's no one better than myself to make this whole industry bigger than it ever will be. Without me, there is no WWE. Big dreams, big statements, and hey, it's nice to see you smiling again, big dog, really. But there's one tiny, tiny problem with your big comeback tour. I lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Drew McIntyre at the Rumble, and I've been waiting a long damn time to get that matchup back. Yes, it's close to 24 hours, but that's too long for me. So, if you want the World Heavyweight Championship, you're going to have to wait your turn, brother. Seth, I'm really not in the mood to deal with you. And at the end of the day, you know better than anybody, Roman Reigns does not wait. And if you think I'm just going to stand behind you in line, you better look me in the eyes and tell me you're the guy who's going to stop me. Oh, I can stop you. I've done it before, and I'll do it again if I have to. But right now, this isn't about stopping you. It's about what I've earned. You want Drew? So do I. But I'm getting him first. Then there's only one thing left to say. May the best man get to him first. Well, certainly that got very, very interesting. As wait a minute, that's the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is here. The Beast Incarnate, he is back, and he is looking to make a statement. And what better way to do it over the former World Heavyweight Champion? Oh goodness, Roman Reigns, nowhere to be seen at the moment. Looks like he stepped out the ring and started heading up the entranceway. But now Brock Lesnar decimating Seth frickin' Rollins. Certainly what nobody was expecting to see on Monday Night Raw. Rollins and Roman Reigns, they both want Drew McIntyre, the World Heavyweight Champion. But right now, it seems like maybe, just maybe, they are going to have to deal with somebody else, and that happens to be the return of this man, Brock Lesnar. Oh my goodness, what a clubbing blow. And now Lesnar, oh no, not a kendo stick, not a kendo stick. He is absolutely snapped, ladies and gentlemen. Brock Lesnar is here. He is decimating anybody in his way, and it happens to be Seth frickin' Rollins. As now Lesnar takes out Seth frickin' Rollins, and now Lesnar heading up the ramp where Roman Reigns is waiting for him. And uh-oh, here we go. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, here we go. Both men gonna go at it on top of the stage. Here comes Lesnar, here comes Roman, and look at these strikes from Brock, but ultimately Roman Reigns, F5 to Roman Reigns, and look at these devastating punches to the face. And do you notice that Paul Heyman is nowhere to be seen as well? Watching this in the distance again, F5 to Roman Reigns. The Beast is back. The ultimate destruction of this roster. Two of the biggest names on Monday Night Raw, and Brock Lesnar is throwing his name into said situation. And now, oh no, not again. Brock Lesnar, here we go. An F10. He doubled it from an F5 to an F10. And just like that, the Beast has taken out the Architect and the OTC to end Monday Night Raw. But are you kidding me? Roman Reigns is right back up to his feet. I don't know how in the hell Roman Reigns is up to his feet, but that might be a bad idea. If you're Roman Reigns, it sure would have been certainly the better way to end the show. But right now, Roman just has no fight, no will. Roman certainly had to expect Brock coming right after him. But this is a whole different ball game, a whole different ass kicking here on Monday Night Raw. Let's look at these knees right to the temple of Roman Reigns. Oh my God, this is just horrendous, ladies and gentlemen, to absolutely witness this. Oh my goodness. Can we get somebody out here? I mean, who would want to break this up, though, is the question. It's Brock again decimating Rollins and certainly Roman Reigns is now, oh no. This is Suplex City right here on top of the ramp. Roman Reigns being absolutely decimated here to end Monday Night Raw. And now Brock again looking for his fourth F5 to Roman Reigns. Has him up and down. Roman Reigns goes. And that is how you end an episode of Monday Night Raw.